Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I have here some Frack water that I'd like to offer to all environmentalists and to all Americans who are so upset about fracking. Because most environmentalists and the majority of Americans consume extravagantly, and this is what they are asking for. So I went to a hydraulic fracture site myself and got some water that seeps into your water supply, and actually this looks like chocolate milk, so I'm actually really tempted to drink this because I love chocolate milk. So maybe you're tempted to drink this. This is what you're asking for, because you consume, as an American, you consume extravagantly, and this is what you're asking for. Actually, my hair got wet a little bit. I got Frack water in my hair. I'm just trying to get this delicious Frack water. Last weekend, when I went to Washington, I took my daughters to Washington, D.C. as a vacation trip. And it happened to be the same weekend as they had this march, Stop the Frack Attack March. Americans all from around the country just crying out against corporations, just screaming their heads off at the government and at corporations, saying, stop fracking our water because we're getting sick, and we don't want to drink this type of water. But I met a group of young people. They looked like rich whiteys, really, rich whiteys. And I asked them what kind of home they had, and they said they had this big 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. And so I said, well, that doesn't make sense. Because houses consume so much natural gas. So I said, it doesn't make sense for you to have this big house and to carry a no fracking sign at the same time. They had these Mother Earth. So you cannot carry a I love Mother Earth sign or shirt, Mother Earth shirt, and consume a lot at the same time. The uses for natural gas houses and homes use so much natural gas, for heating and electricity, furnaces, pool heaters if you have a large pool, that consumes a lot of natural gas. Dryers, water heaters, stoves, outdoor lights. You consume so much natural gas. And I hate it when environmentalists and anti-fracking people, they play the C card. C card being corporations. The corporation is the big bad boogeyman. When all the corporation is doing is providing the bullet for you to shoot yourself in the head with. That's all a corporation is doing. Supply and demand, capitalism. So, you're playing the C card, blaming, stringing at corporations when it's really your fault. You are consuming so much. Corporations, they have an obligation to shareholders. They do not have an obligation for your safe drinking water. That's how our system works. It's your responsibility to consume less. So look at yourself. Don't scream your head off at corporations when it's your fault, because you're just consuming so much. I was reading in, I love ZNet, Z Magazine, and I read an article about the Stop the Frack Attack March, and they quoted this mother, suburban white mother, who said, we can live without oil, we can live without gas, but we cannot live without water. Really? You want to give up you really willing to give up your home, your 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with a pool in the back, and you're willing to do that? Great. You're willing to live a lot more simply, and that is awesome. Then you don't have to drink this. So, but you should be willing to live simply and to not live in a huge, humongous house consuming so much natural gas. If you are living in a huge house, even if it's 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, even that is too much, then this is what you want to drink. This is for you. Myself, I live in a semi-commune setting, so my personal contribution to consuming natural gas is very, very minimal, very, very small. To you anti-fracking people, screaming about regulation, environmentalists saying more government regulation. Government regulation is a short-term band-aid. If you achieve government regulation, which some communities around the country are, and some communities around the country are not. Like my community, Morgantown, West Virginia, they tried to implement regulation against hydraulic fracture sites, but were unsuccessful. Because there's no science to like your water. The science cannot prove that your water is getting sick. When you are drinking this water. Okay, the real science says you are drinking this water if natural gas companies are fracking water, fracking the natural gas to pollute your water. You are drinking this. But talking about regulation. Regulation never lasts that long. Regulation is always a short-term band-aid. It doesn't take long. Only takes a few years for that regulation to disappear, for it to be deregulated again, and for natural gas companies to commence with fracking again. So your lifestyle needs to change. You don't need more government. Do you really want more government? Like, I'm an anarchist. I'm an anarcho-socialist. So even I am saying you don't need more government. Like, that's what you're asking for as an American. I want more government so I can drink. I don't have to drink this. So your lifestyle needs to change. That's what needs to happen. Consume less. Don't live in a big house. And this last thing I want to say is this delicious. I love this mouth-watering. It makes me really thirsty. I should just drink it. Watch. I'm gonna drink some fractured water. Oh, it's disgusting. That's disgusting. I shouldn't have done that. It was unplanned. Oh, gosh. Fractured water. Enjoy. Last thing I want to say is that this here drinking water represents the American dream. This is the American dream. Because really what the American dream entails is consumption. Consuming. Getting a big house, driving a car, having a pool, everything that involves consuming, burning natural gas. Really. So, like, imagine every home, every family in the entire world achieving the American dream. Like, every single family in the entire world, even in the developing world, achieving the American dream. This, drinking clean water would be impossible. You would have to drink, this is the only thing you'd be able to drink. Every entire family in the entire world, consuming at the level of Americans, it would be impossible not to drink this. This is all you'd be able to drink. Like, unless you have this racist worldview and you want all of Africa, much of Latin America, much of Asia, to not achieve the American dream and not consume at the same level as Americans. Like, maybe you have a racist worldview. Just Americans. Only Americans can consume that much. Like, every person, every family in the entire world consuming the level of Americans, it would look even dirtier than this. So, really, I think the developing world, Africa is more advanced than Americans because they consume less. It's true. So, actually, this water is clean compared to the filth that U.S.-based multinational corporations are, based on what they're doing in third world countries as a result of very little to nil government regulation in those countries. Like, U.S.-based multinational corporations, they, what was I saying? Losing track. They pollute water in the two-thirds world for your benefit. You are, because of your consumption, not for their consumption. Like last night I was reading about mining companies, U.S.-based mining companies in Mexico who are mining silver and other precious metals in Oaxaca, Mexico, and they're kicking out, these mining companies are kicking out the indigenous peoples. They're actually hiring, these mining companies, U.S.-based mining companies in Mexico are actually hiring people to kill people who are so upset about their water being contaminated. for real, it's true. I was reading this on Z Magazine. That mining companies are hiring people to kill labor leaders in Oaxaca, Mexico, just so they can mine the silver, which all those profits do not go to those communities. Those profits go to the shareholders of those mining companies. And those mining companies there in Oaxaca, Mexico, are contaminating the water supply because there's no regulation there. So they're taking advantage of no regulation. All companies, U.S.-based multinational corporations, are taking advantage of no regulation anywhere in third world countries. So, unless you want to export this, like, let's say the entire U.S. regulated natural gas companies, so there's no fracking. In essence, you are exporting this. But even then, that regulation wouldn't last long. So, okay, I'll stop talking. But, like, this is for environmentalists. This is for you, the American, who's so upset about fracking because you consume so much. So, drink some of this. It was actually not that bad. Actually, it was. It was really bad. Tasted awful. Alright, that's all. Thank you.